What's up, superstars, and welcome back to Crypto Cornucopia, where you come for the latest crypto news, education, and a path to prosperity. I'm making these videos for beginners, but even seasoned traders can use some of this knowledge and a different point of view. So if you want to get through this video quickly, set the speed to 1.5 or 1.75. Please like, subscribe, and share. Let's get up to 100 subscribers. Use the links below. Every video that I pull information from, I link below. So if you want to get an expanded point of view on the particular content, then it's all available for you down below. Please comment and tell me what you want to learn about, or if you have any questions. Also, watch out for scammers. If they're talking about how they made money, it's crap. If it looks weird, it is weird. All right, today is November 2nd, and we're going to go over the market first. Bitcoin daily sentiments at 49. We'll talk about essentially why that is. And Ethereum's still running hot. We're going to be talking about that as well. All right, so hottest on Twitter is Loopring, which has just exploded lately. Sandbox, which is a metaverse. Solana, which always seems to be doing well. But we're going to take a look at the chart. Actually, let's take a look at it right now. So this is Market Rebellion, and I have a TD sequential 9. Essentially, when it is at a green 2, you can see that it's a good indication of what's to come. But also a green 9 is calling for a pullback. Essentially, this is on the daily chart. So 9 days, for whatever reason, is a good time for a particular item to pull back. All right, so reds, usually a red 2 will signify a turnaround, but it also depends on what type of candle you have. So the point is that Solana just got a green 2, and it looks like it'll be rising up for the next few days. Just put a trade in for that yesterday, and also I decided to switch over half of that over to STX stacks, and let's go over why right now. If you go into CoinMarketCal, after I made the video yesterday, I started going through here and seeing what's going on for the next month, and I found out that there's a mainnet for stacks, and it's called Alex, the first one-stop DeFi services platform on Bitcoin. So this is actually a really big deal. So Bitcoin, since it's slower and it does have the Lightning network, which makes it faster, it doesn't have a lot of DeFi on it, but Stacks is creating that. And since it is a mainnet, that's essentially what I like to chase after. But I think it's twice as important. And I think since that is November 27th, we're on the 2nd now, we've got a good 25-day runaway. And I think you're going to be hearing about this more in the news, because anything with Bitcoin, period, draws attention. All right, so I switched that over. And let's go into the actual coins here. Take a look at the daily sentiment. So Beam, Loopring, Follow Network. This is the first time I've seen this up so high. They must have had some news that's came out. Solana, NEM, Cardia Chain, Polkadot. Polkadot's finally coming around, hoping for that to bust through 50. It's found a little bit of resistance there, and the sandbox is still going. All right, so let's get into the news. All right, so today it's a lot about Bitcoin and the altcoin season. As you can tell from the last few videos, the metaverse and NFTs are really taking off, gaming, and the Bitcoin dominance is falling. But we have some slides to show you that. This is Lark Davis. He's talking about in the month of November, over the last 10, 11 years, it's been mainly a positive month. Now, if we look at the last bull runs, the end of 2013, this is looks like 470%. Yeah, actually it is, because the total over here is 840. Then you have in 2017, it was up 50% in that 1 month. So these are the last 2 bull run years, and this year obviously to be determined. So those are the type of years that we want to look at. We don't want to look at the other years. Obviously, everything's possible, but he's pointing out that most likely November is going to be an extremely bullish month. And one of the reasons why is that the exchange balance is at a 3-year low. Long-term holder supply is all-time high. That's anybody that's been holding Bitcoin for more than 6 months. Realized price at all-time high. Miner profitability at 2.5-year highs. And the miners are not selling. They're holding on to it and realizing profits and taking loans off of it. But this is important here. The derivatives market is 45% BT margin, 70% was where it was earlier when we had all those liquidations that caused the cascading effect. So the point is that a lot of people actually have cash in there instead of BTC. So it's less likely that we're going to have these liquidations. That's the point of that. So you can have different types of funds in your account to help process that. Before it was it was like 70 to 80% Bitcoin. And if the price of Bitcoin went down because of a cascading effect, well, then you got liquidated because your funds reduced in amount. But now what they're doing is they're holding Bitcoin and they're holding cash, and the cash isn't going down as much. So again, bullish sign. All right, so Canada, Brazil, and Australia all now have spot ETFs. America, the United States, is the only one that does not out of these major players. And it's just sad because they give us futures paper crap and it does nothing for us, even though they're saying that they're trying to protect us. All it does is help the bank and Wall Street. It doesn't do anything for people who actually hold it. All right, so you have, let's blow this up. And these are the last 3 runs that last 2 runs I was talking about. And you can see here, like they call this a double top. So up and then up again. But this is the RSI. And when the RSI gets that high, you can see the explosion that happens. Okay, so it's already had one run earlier this year. We came back down, and now we're coming back up into these levels. And it's towards the end of the bull run. And this is what I've been talking about, starting last month. October, November, December, this should be huge. And, we're all hoping that this lasts longer and there's not a huge correction like there was in the past. But you never know. And I'm willing to take my profits on the way up so that I can hold on to more of it in the long run. All right, so in the last few days, we have seen Bitcoin and ETH consolidate while metaverse projects and quite a few altcoins popped. What will the fresh week bring? Without getting too ahead of ourselves, with a new all-time high monthly close, Bitcoin is looking very strong into November. Again, they're talking about how it's kind of leveled off, and it's extremely bullish. Like I said yesterday, that we closed out at a new all-time high on the monthly chart. Very bullish. All right, so this is Bitcoin, and this is from the daily Bitcoin. Daily Crypto Byte, and they're essentially saying the same thing. They said the most ideal thing to happen is, this is the 20-day, I'm not sure if it's SMA or EMA, but this line, if we can hover above it and consolidate, it's great for the altcoins. And then he expects, through the month of November, the next couple of weeks, for us to consolidate, go sideways, and then pop up after that. Now, see, that's great for the altcoins, because if Bitcoin is slowly going up or going sideways, then people don't feel like they're missing out on the Bitcoin run. Because when Bitcoin goes, it goes. And when it goes, it drains all the altcoins, because it's the big mover. Everybody wants to be in Bitcoin. Well, a lot of people like to be in Bitcoin. I love altcoins, which is why I like to trade. I want to get in and out, make the profits, and then hold off from there. All right, so this is another chart from Daily Crypto Byte, talking about the whales, and essentially they're holding more and more of the Bitcoin. Okay, so you have whale holdings is the green line, and it's pumping up. Now, these are all indicators for, the tops of the markets. When we start seeing, like for here, you start seeing the trend go down. Okay, what happened? The price of Bitcoin went down, and the market went down with it. This was in, let's see. Okay, so May. That was a big time that it happened. All right. Uh, so if it's either going sideways or down, and it's mainly because that the green line, the whales are taking profits, but now you're seeing that it holds more and more, and it's actually getting pretty high in that level. Here's another indicator, the 200-week moving average heat map. Very cool. The point is that we are not very far away from it now. When we get too far away, too extended, then it tends to come back down. All right, so this is the peak of the 2013 bull run, and this is the peak of the 2017 bull run. So again, a great indicator. Now we can stay in yellow for weeks, but once we hit red, we know that we're getting towards the end of it, and we're down in the blue still. So again, we're not overheated. Doesn't look like the top. So unless there's a black swan event, maybe the tapering that the government talks about could do something to the market, but we have to keep an eye out for that. Relative unrealized profit loss, again, something that you can watch. And here's the all right. So you have capitulation, hope, optimism, greed, and euphoria. Once the red line gets into euphoria, that's where we have to worry. And again, another indicator, we're not there yet. We're in optimism, and then we're not even actually in greed just yet. All right, so this is what I was alluding to earlier, the market cap BTC dominance. This is Bitcoin against all the other coins. Now, what we want to see as investors in altcoins is this number get below 43, and we're at 44 right now. So there are a couple charts ago, a couple days ago, where there was actually a line drawn here, but you can see this little red line. We want to get below 43, and generally what's happened in the past is once it gets that low, a lot of the altcoins, since they are so low market cap, people are putting money into those and they rush up. So that doesn't mean that Bitcoin is going to go down. It just means that in reference or relation to the total market cap, altcoins are gaining on Bitcoin. That's all that means. All right, so this is the first negative week of issuance for Ethereum. So this is actually a big deal. We've brought this up before, and it's called watchtheburn.com. And what this means is every single time there's a transaction that some Ethereum gets burned. And since it is mined, it was originally inflationary. But once they released EIP 1559, they started burning some Ethereum as it went, and that's what this website actually watches. And this is the first week since that's been initiated that there's actually less Ethereum out there than what was being put in. So now it's literally a deflationary week. So if this keeps up, Ethereum will now be deflationary instead of inflationary. Oh, and actually, real quick, once they go to ETH 2.0, since it's staking, then it will be even more deflationary because there won't be any more mined. All right. Or I should say less mined. I'm not sure if it'll be completely gone. But this is more about mass adoption. I present to you the most important NFT for a chance, for a chance to win one of the 10 exclusive. Okay, so this is actually an NFT. It's spinning around. I think it's a picture of a burger here. The point is that McDonald's is getting into NFTs. They see what's happening and they want to be a part of it. Everybody feels like they're missing the boat. Remember, you're still early. But with McDonald's and the next one, Burger King, giving away Dogecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, I've been, what do they call it, pounding the table for the last 3-4 weeks. Get in, get some type of exposure to it. If it's even just dollar cost averaging $25 a week, at least you have some. You start, you get into it, and once you get into it, you start learning how to do things in the crypto space. It's called going down the rabbit hole. All right, so I don't understand this. Actually, this is from Altcoin Daily. It says November 4th is the day Polkadot holders parachain auctions likely to begin. Now, I've heard officially it's November 11th, and then I've heard it's November 14th. Either way, really for me, the sooner the better, because we've talked about this before. Now, I have DOT in my trading series, but I also have DOT exposure, had it at $4. And for DOT, parachains lock up the DOT. And there are 100 parachains. There are 2 to 3, maybe even 4 that are trying to get into that parachain, and they do it by crowdfunding. They expect you to give the protocol DOT, and the protocol that has the most DOT is going to win that parachain. So imagine all the DOT that's going to be locked up over the next month. That's a supply shock, supply and demand. All right, AVAX. We don't talk about Avalanche very much, but they're another layer 1 solution, very fast, and this is going to bring some exposure to them. Avalanche Foundation has launched Blizzard, a $220 million investment fund. Blizzard will allocate the funds to staples like DeFi and NFTs, but also to emerging cases. Ava Labs plans to tokenize assets within traditional finance, according to its president, which is interesting because I heard that the SEC wants to start going after entities, protocols that are tokenizing traditional finance. So if they've actually gotten the green light on that, that is amazing. If not, they might run into some trouble. So clarification there would be good. All right, so here is the chart for AVAX, and these were from 2 different channels. This one was from Altcoin Daily, and this was from Daily Crypto Byte. So in my mind, both these guys are talking about, well, first of all, Daily Crypto Byte is talking about how the chart looks. Chart looks good. It's been staying above this moving average, dip below, but then you had a double bottom, which is a positive. And especially with this news coming out, I could see this easily getting up to 80. So I'll see how the smaller coins that I'm only supposed to be holding for the next few days are going to do, and I might move it into AVAX after that. So I see that move happening. And as a matter of fact, let me go back real quick, and let's see if AVAX is popping up here. No, so we could still be early. Like that news isn't really catching on, but what's going to happen is you're going to see that $220 million that AVAX is going to put into their system. They're going to start having news about what it's for, maybe higher yields in the DeFi over there. So people are going to start coming over, and when you come over to the chain, you have to buy AVAX. To do whatever you're going to do over there, you need AVAX. That's the whole point of the layer 1 solution, and that's why they're so popular. All right, so I brought this to you guys last week from HBAR. This wedge was from the token metrics. They were talking about it. And I said, keep an eye on it, because if it pops up above this, then it's going to be doing very well. And as you can see, it got up from, I think it was about 37 all the way up to 47. So good increase there. Came back down, but they're expecting that HBAR is going to be going up, most likely up into the 50s. But it's good that it had a pullback and not just a parabolic run. But HBAR is also a layer 1 solution. So if Ethereum starts taking off, layer 1 solution, then you're going to see the other layer 1 solutions going off.